Imagine standing on the edge of an endless abyss, staring into the void, and realizing the void does not care about you. It does not speak back, does not comfort, does not judge. It simply is. And in that moment, a thought creeps into your mind. What if nothing truly matters? This unsettling question has haunted philosophers, thinkers, and ordinary people for centuries. It is the essence of nihilism, a concept that does not merely whisper doubts, but shakes the very foundations of meaning, morality, and existence itself. If everything we cherish, our beliefs, our emotions, even our sense of self, could be illusions, then what remains? What are we left with in a world where meaning is an invention rather than an inherent truth? Let's take a deep dive into nihilism, not as a distant academic theory, but as a force that has shaped minds, influenced cultures, and even changed the course of history. The heart of nihilism. At its core, nihilism is the belief that life lacks inherent meaning, value, or purpose. It challenges everything that human civilization is built upon: religion, morality, laws, and even emotions, suggesting that these are mere constructs, created to provide comfort in a meaningless universe. But this idea is not just one rigid belief. It is a spectrum, with different variations and interpretations that have evolved over time. Some nihilists argue that truth itself is an illusion, while others focus on the rejection of moral principles. Some see nihilism as a liberating force, while others see it as the doorway to despair. To truly understand it, we must walk through its different shades, from its most destructive forms to its more constructive implications. The many faces of nihilism. One of the earliest forms of nihilism emerged from skepticism, the idea that nothing can be truly known. If knowledge itself is uncertain, then how can we claim that anything has real meaning? This led to deeper questions about morality. If there is no ultimate truth, then how do we define right and wrong? Are these ideas merely human inventions with no cosmic significance? This line of thinking became especially influential in the 19th century, with the rise of existential nihilism, the belief that life has no predetermined purpose. Friedrich Nietzsche, often associated with nihilism, famously declared, "God is dead." But this was not a celebration. It was a warning. Nietzsche feared that without belief in higher meaning, humanity would spiral into despair, unable to find direction. But nihilism does not always lead to hopelessness. Some thinkers, like the existentialists Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus, argued that if life has no inherent meaning, then we are free to create our own. Camus explored the idea of the absurd, the conflict between humanity's desire for meaning and the universe's indifference. Instead of falling into despair, he suggested embracing life despite its lack of meaning, much like the myth of Sisyphus, forever rolling his boulder up the hill, yet finding contentment in the struggle. The psychological impact of nihilism. The realization that nothing matters can be both terrifying and liberating. On one hand, nihilism can lead to apathy, depression, or even destructive behavior. After all, if nothing has value, why should anything matter at all? This is often called passive nihilism, where a person resigns themselves to meaninglessness. On the other hand, some people find empowerment in nihilism. If nothing has intrinsic meaning, that means we are not bound by arbitrary rules or expectations. We can define our own path. This is sometimes called active nihilism, where instead of being crushed by meaninglessness, one embraces it as an opportunity for absolute freedom. Nihilism in modern culture. Nihilism has not remained confined to philosophy books. It has bled into literature, cinema, and even internet culture. Films like Fight Club and The Big Lebowski explore characters who reject societal meaning. Even modern memes often embrace a form of ironic nihilism, where everything is treated as a joke because nothing truly matters. In darker corners, nihilism has been associated with extreme movements, rebellion, and even destruction. Some interpret it as a reason to abandon morality entirely, while others see it as a call to rebuild meaning on their own terms. Conclusion: the choice before you. So where does this leave us? If nihilism is correct, and life has no inherent meaning, what should we do? That question itself is part of the paradox. If nothing matters, then we are free to decide what matters to us. You can let nihilism consume you, turning everything into an abyss of apathy. Or you can take it as a challenge. If the universe does not give you meaning, then you have the power to create it. The void may never answer back, but that does not mean you cannot scream into it and choose what your voice will say.